First is Regulating Act of 1773. Regulating Act of 1773. Okay. Now, as far as this Regulating Act of 1773 is concerned, this is the first step by British Parliament. Okay, you can just write down the key points. First step by British Parliament to control and regulate the affairs of company in India. So these two words are very important. Control. Okay, control and regulate. Meaning what? They will not have discretionary powers. They will not run the company the way they want. There will be certain regulations through the provisions of law passed by British Parliament. Okay, so first step to control and regulate what? Affairs of East India Company. East India Company in India. Okay, and what I would like you to remember, right? What I would like you to remember that through this Regulating Act of 1773, what started, beginning of centralization. Okay, so start of or beginning of centralization. Okay, so centralization of power, and mind you, the choice of word. It's not that through this act complete centralization happened, but yes, the process of centralization, the tendency of centralization in power can be traced with, Regulating Act of 1773. Okay, 1773. Now, how we can say that the start of centralization, the beginning of centralization, because of this fact, right, that you see that before this act, this company was having, presence in form of 3 presidencies. तो ये इस एरिया में था बंगाल प्रेसिडेंसी, यहाँ था उनका बॉम्बे प्रेसिडेंसी, एंड दिस वाज मद्रास. So Bengal, Bombay, Madras. And in each presidency, there used to be a governor. Okay, in each presidency, there used to be a governor. So what this Regulating Act said, this Regulating Act said first thing, that Governor of Bengal will be the Governor General of Bengal. So, Governor of Bengal will be Governor General of Bengal. No more he will be, no more he will only have powers limited with Bengal, but he will also have powers related to with other 2 presidencies. Okay, so this Regulating Act actually made, the presidency of Bombay and Madras subordinate to presidency of Bengal. Okay, or governor of Bombay and Madras were made subordinate to Governor General of Bengal, right? Governor General of Bengal, subordinate to Governor General of Bengal, and right, and what was said that this alone will not be of much help. Okay, so we want answerability. Okay, since we have given you £1 million and now we want to control and regulate your affairs. Okay, control and regulate your affairs. So we want answers as well. Who will answer to us? Britishers, asked company. Okay, and then they made the provision of answerability in the act, and that answerability was in the form of, they said that there will be, right, there will be court of directors. court of directors. Okay. And this court of directors of the company will report, right? Court of directors of the company will report, to British government and will give all answers to any question which government is having related with revenue, related with civil and military affairs. Okay. Related with civil and military affairs. Now, right now, so two things. They said, nothing doing, we want answerability. You have to answer us for whatever you decide related to revenue, civil and military affairs in India. But who will answer? We will appoint a court of directors in the company, and that court of director will be answerable to British government on the matters of civil and military affairs as well as revenue. But they said, continue with your board of directors, to manage the affairs of company. But we want court of directors. And this court of directors will answer to us. And this court of director reporting to British government being at the apex of the company was actually the legal mechanism through which British Parliament attempted controlling and regulating the East India Company in India. Now, Governor General of Bengal. Okay, so on factual note, who became the first Governor General of Bengal? Tell me, do I have to tell you this? Warren Hastings. Okay, so Lord Warren Hastings. I don't want to tell you such facts. Okay, but gone are the days when they may ask such questions. Okay, but in state civil services, such questions are being asked. So Lord Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of, Bengal. And why the designation Governor General? Because he was vested with more powers than Governor of Bengal. And he was the highest authority in India for all three presidencies. And that is why it was thought that let's add the word general, Governor General of Bengal. So Warren Hastings became. Now Britishers were very smart. They were knowing that with centralization, what will happen? The conflict will increase. Some dispute may arise. Decisions are being taken from Kolkata, but that decision being implemented in Bombay and Madras, and of course within Bengal as well. So some disputes will be there. So there is a need to, create dispute redressal mechanism. So under Regulating Act, they decided to establish Supreme Court, right? So Supreme Court was established at Fort William, Calcutta, right? Fort William in Calcutta. In which year? 1774. A year later, 1773 is the year of Act. A year later, the Supreme Court under Regulating Act was established because they could foresee. They go, whenever there will be division of power, whenever the power will be exercised from, one place for large area, then there will be possibility of disputes. And for dispute redressal, authority of court is needed, and to peaceful dispute resolution, they felt the need of a court with overwhelming authority, and this is why they thought of establishing the Supreme Court at Kolkata. Fort William, exact place within Kolkata is Fort William, where it was established in the year 1774. But in this act, one thing was very, very important and explicit, because Britishers could sense and see that what actually has created the mess, and they could see all officers of East India Company, they are working as officials, and side by side क्या कर रहे हैं? individual trade कर रहे हैं. So company is having monopoly. Since company is having monopoly, no other merchants from Britain can come and trade. No other company can come and trade. But these officers unofficially are into trade. Every time they are, going to Britain, large quantity of goods they are carrying with them, which they are selling there. And then they have started inviting their relatives who will come and will go back. And while they are going back, goods. And when he is coming, orders will come. And while they are going, again. And this is what is happening. Right? This is what is happening. So this is why, Supreme Court. Okay? So one very important provision in this act was that now Britishers were interested in taking legal actions against such officials, but that can only happen if legally they prohibit. So in Regulating Act, what was there? Complete prohibition. Prohibition. Right? किस पे prohibition हुआ? Servants or officials of East India Company. Private trade. So they cannot involve themselves directly or indirectly in private trade, and they cannot accept gifts, because they were knowing if they will prohibit trade, they will say that people are giving them gift. How can they say no to gift? So they were asked, you cannot accept gift. Okay. You cannot accept gift. You cannot accept any present. Okay. So you cannot be presented anything by people. You cannot involve yourself into private trade. Complete prohibition on servants and officials of East India Company, direct or indirectly engaging themselves in trade or accepting gift, because they were accepting actually bribe, but not in the form of cash, but in the form of gift, kind. You can't even imagine in those days, they will ask the landlords that please sponsor one visit of my son, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, to travel India and go back to Britain after visiting India. So such kind of gifts they were taking. So complete prohibition was there on two things: acceptance of gift and presents, and second was direct or indirect involvement in the trade. Have you understood this? This was Regulating Act of 1773. But when this act was brought, this company said, what the hell are you doing? We have been trading for 150 years. We incurred some loss. We asked you to give, some money. In the name of money, how can you control us like this? This kind of control is not acceptable to us. We will not let this control and regulation on us successful on ground. Let's see how the King and the British Parliament and the British government in London can control the affairs of company in India. We will see. Okay. So when Britishers could see the non-cooperation of key officials of the company in enforcing Regulating Act, they thought it's not that easy, and it's not that wise also. Okay. When British Parliament could sense that provisions of Regulating Act not being enforced on ground effectively because of lack of cooperation, by key officials of East India Company. And what was the reason that they were not cooperating? They felt that with their blood and sweat, with their hard work of many years, They have created a business scenario for the company in India. How come all of a sudden government can come and say that we will take all control, we will regulate entire affairs of yours only because we asked £1 million from them to make the company debt free? This is not acceptable. This is exploitation. We will not cooperate with you on ground. Let's see. So Britishers were very smart people, very learned people. They were having the intention, they were knowing that they can only exploit if there is no trust deficit between government in Britain and the people to manage the affair in company in India. Okay, so they said, Gussa mat ho, there is no need to be angry. Okay, we are there to see what problem is there. We will modify the act. Okay, and this is how first modification was, right? First modification was through Act of Settlement of 1781. Act of Settlement of 1781. Act of Settlement. Okay, and only the most striking feature of Act of Settlement was that we limited the jurisdiction of Supreme Court, right? So this act actually limited the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. How it limited the jurisdiction of Supreme Court? Okay, how it limited the jurisdiction of Supreme Court? In some sense, not in all sense, in some sense. How it limited the jurisdiction of Supreme Court? It exempted Governor General. It exempted Governor General and Council, right? And Council from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. From the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Okay. Now one thing I forgot to tell you, right? I forgot to tell you. When Governor under Regulating Act, when Governor of Bengal was designated as Governor General of Bengal and was vested with overwhelming powers. Now one person cannot do justice with so much power. So under Regulating Act, you should remember that there was a provision that to assist the Governor General, there will be a Governor General Council. Governor General Council. And in this Governor General Council, there will be 4 members. And they will assist the Governor General in discharge of functions, in discharge of, in exercise of powers vested in Governor General of Bengal. Okay, because in individual capacity, personally, he may not be able to do justice with the kind of powers which were vested with this authority, kind of role which was decided for this authority, and therefore to assist this authority, a council was created. That council was a 4-member council, but both Governor General and the Governor General Council was under the jurisdiction of Supreme Court, and even their decision, their policy, if he is giving birth to dispute, can be challenged in Supreme Court. And this was not liked by the company. So through this Act of Settlement, the first thing which was done, the most important thing which was done, okay, that Governor General exempted from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. And not only Governor General, but even the Governor General Council, which had 4 members, right? Which had 4 members. And for civil servants, right? For civil servants of the company, civil servants, they were also exempted. They were also exempted. But they were exempted, this word exempted, they were exempted, from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court for official actions. So whatever they do in official capacity, official action, that cannot be questioned in Supreme Court. Okay, but whatever you do in individual or personal capacity can be questioned in Supreme Court. So civil servants were exempted from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court for only their official action, but complete exemption for Governor General and the Governor General Council. All right, Governor General Council. Not only that, right? So pura ka pura ye act of settlement is basically related with redefining the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Okay, redefining the jurisdiction. In one word, if you have to remember this Act of Settlement of 1781, that one sentence will be redefining the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Okay, not only this, right? Not only this, but one more exemption. Revenue matters of company exempted from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Revenue matters exempted from jurisdiction of Supreme Court.